Ladies and gents and the rest, today I'm going to show you 2 ways to kill the last boss, whatever his name is, the ghoul, like Razor, whatever, Rattlegore, mythic obviously. So one strategy is going to be purely created by me, which is a cheese strategy, and I'll show you how to improve that, and you will have even better results. And the second kill is not mine. It's done with Cenarius. I decided not to try it because it's already done. I'm just going to show you the kill and explain it to you. And the guy that has done that doesn't mind. So let's start with the easiest kill. Sylvanas, this is a cheese. Like, if you play PvP, this is exactly what we're doing here. Gargoyle, boosted by Dryad, Bloodlusted, kills the boss in one attempt, like in one gargoyle. This is how you're gonna do it. So it's very easy. Like, let me explain you the strategy. Sylvanas will only need her for this fury. It gives our gargoyle fury talent. Our gargoyle should not have movement speed talent, because if you have this wing buffet talent, Dryad cannot apply a movement speed boost on your gargoyle. So you take this, or nothing. Okay. So I decided to take this because the encounter has vultures in the pool, and I was like, well, maybe vultures will try to attack me, but I have a little bit of protection. Garbage, bullshit, but a smoke bomb with this movement speed talent, just to boost gargoyle even more. You will actually see me using that. You will need that. Obviously off-slotted. Dryad with movement speed to boost the gargoyle. Harvest Golem with a stun talent. Harvest Golem, this is the key unit to beat the encounter, because Harvest Golem will defend our core, and it will allow us to survive until the boss dies. Harvest Golem with a stun talent. This priestess, so we don't have to cycle through more units, right? We put her in the deck. I've made a mistake. I'm using Power Word Shield periodically. Oh, actually, I'm using this right, I think, right now. This is what you should use, but I think I used this one in my kill. So I don't remember, but we'll watch it now. And if I use this one, don't use this. Try to use this, because this gives you a full vulnerability. This only heals you for 10% extra, which is nothing, because the enemy's units are super high level, right? So go with this shield talent. You're gonna drop it behind your Harvest Golem, and before Abomination kills it, it will be able to cast at least one shield on your Harvest Golem. And these little things, they will matter. You will see why. Okay, and the last thing is Execute with Bloodlust talent. Now, I went like this, but what you should do is you should put Gargoyle right here. Like, you change this to the Undead or whatever, and you put Gargoyle right here. You put Dryad like this. Execute will be boosted. Okay, so this is how you should go, assuming that this is the Onslaught Gargoyle. Gargoyle has to be the highest level. I used Execute because it was my first attempt with this setup, and it worked. If you take into account all these little things, your results are going to be even better. Okay, let's take a look at the kill. All right, here's a few things that you need to know about the encounter. Let's play it. Okay, click. Stop for a second. So I have actually really good starting hand. I believe that resetting the match or resetting the game, people say that it changes your starting hand, but it's not really it's not the most important part. So here's what's happening. First of all, we cannot use the Swole Troll instead of a Gargoyle, because this was my first idea, because Swole Troll has 2.5x of Gargoyle's HP, and he cannot be crowd controlled by the frozen skeletons. He would have shit on the boss, right? But the boss has the lifesteal, and it lifesteals the ground units. That's why you cannot use a Swole Troll. Number two, you see these graves? If you go through this, or if you fly through this, it spawns ghoul and 2 frozen skeletons. Frozen skeletons are very, very dangerous for our setup, because they slow gargoyle and they do damage to the gargoyle. And doing damage to the gargoyle before it gets to the boss is deadly for this strategy. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We drop Dryad, we boost Gargoyle. You see how I'm throwing Gargoyle? Not like this. We're not flying above the grave. So try to predict where the graves are going to be spawned. After a few attempts, you will be able to do it because they don't last long. They respawn every few seconds. So make sure that your gargoyle doesn't hit the closest grave. Okay, so let's fly. Now I know that it will hit the next grave. It will show up on its way because I've done that with gargoyle a few times, right? So this is why we need smoke bomb with movement speed talent. So watch. Pew! So the skeletons were about to hit gargoyle, but they couldn't, and now our gargoyle is even faster. So gargoyle is getting to the boss. We bloodlust the gargoyle and we execute the boss, and we forget about it. Like, this is the strategy. Now all you gotta do is just defend at the base. And there is a few important moments I will show you. Yeah, you see, look at my hand. I'm using Priestess with the buffed Renew talent, which is the wrong talent. So you use Shield, don't forget. So let's defend now. Now all we gotta do is waiting for gold to drop Harvest Golem with stun talent. Look where I'm gonna drop it. Right here. Right in front of your core. Like right here. So everybody is attacking your Harvest Golem. Okay? And okay, now look at the HP of the boss. Here's what's very important, the small thing that makes a huge difference. The boss kills the entire map. And when he kills the map, every your unit that dies turns into skeleton that will be spawned from the boss. And those skeletons are going to destroy your gargoyle. That's why you don't spawn this priestess until the third phase starts, okay? Because if you spawn the priestess before, when the switch phase happens, the priestess will die, and it will turn to a skeleton that will slow your gargoyle, and you won't be able to kill the boss. You might fail. So, see what happens? Boom! That wave killed our priestess, and our gargoyle keeps going. Boom, boom, boom. So if you put all the things correctly, you're gonna kill it like this, and it's easy peasy. See, there was like one frozen skeleton at the end, so you should not have any frozen skeletons spawned until the third phase. And if everything goes the way I said, if you listen to this, if you take into account all these little things, you're gonna kill the boss like this. Okay, it's a cheese strategy, super easy in one attempt, no setup required. Now, I'm going to show you a more complicated kill with Cenarius, but it has its own pluses and minuses. Let's take a look. I'm going to link this guy's kill in the description below. His name is Tsunami. So this is what he did, a very interesting strategy with Cenarius. So basically what we're doing is he is abusing this skeleton spawning ability of the boss. He will spawn a lot of skeletons around the boss, and he will living bomb the boss, and he will die. He will one-shot the second and third phase. Okay? So here's how it works. Very interesting. I didn't even think about it. But it turns out that people do it all the time. So what he does is he spawns a lot of small little units, and when the boss switches phases, he will kill all these little units, and there's going to be millions of skeletons around the boss, and that's pretty much the idea. You see, I don't have a screenshot of the deck, but you can just take a look at his deck, like this, right? So he has Cenarius, and Cenarius stops things before they get to the core, and this is how he kills all of that, right? I mean, super easy, super schmeezy so far. He drops a lot of flying units. Don't forget that there is not a lot of counters for flying units here. Only frozen skeletons and necromancers and vultures, so they not a lot, right? By the way, he uses vultures in his deck, and he uses the Trent talent on the Cenarius, which means every single kill turns into either Trent or one more vulture. Now look how many units he has on the field now. Excuse me. Press the pause accidentally. So now these little things, yeah, it takes forever to kill one footman, yeah, and he also buffs them with smoke bomb. I guess it's for cycling. Yeah, very smart idea. See how many units? And it doesn't matter where they are on the map. As soon as the boss goes to the next phase, the entire map gets deleted, right? And they all turn into what? Exactly. Into skeletons. So make sure when the phase switch happens, you have 6 gold for for a living bomb. That's all you need. You see? Look how much shit he has, and there is stuff. There are vultures that are flying from the core as well. So you trigger the phase switch. Watch. He life steals. There we go. So he life stealed, but yeah, there was a phase switch, and all of that now will turn into skeletons. Boom! You see, living bomb. GG. I have heard that there are people who do this with Rent. They use drakes with the whelp egg talent, with the mother drake talent, and they kind of do the same thing. But this one I think is much easier. Actually, it doesn't matter what's easier. I'm just showing you the decks, the kills, because I know it pisses everybody off. These encounters are completely broken. So I hope one of these kills will help you. Ooh, and this is the last boss. We're not going to have this shit anymore, right? It ends in 3 days, thank God. That's all.